Welcome wolves to another vlog. Thumbs up if you are coming back, because this is one of the most valued business and money and stocks channel that you can find on YouTube. And we are vlogging daily, guys. So I'm inviting you to join. If you're already part of the journey, welcome back. And today we will talk about Snapchat stock Snap, which beat the earnings and is up more than 10%. So here we go.
We've invested a lot in privacy, and we care a lot about the safety of our community. And from the beginning, we've always embraced this idea of deletion by default, meaning that the content that you create and send to your friends is deleted after they've viewed it. And so I think the way that we've constructed our service really helps preserve user privacy. And as we look forward and empower more creativity on our platform, that's always something that we're going to keep in mind.
Let's come directly to the snap. To the point. So, loss per share for the Snap stock was this quarter Q2 only 6 cents versus expected 10 cents. Now, some people say, wow, it's still a loss, but it's 40% less than expected from the market. So this is huge, and that's why the stock went up more than 10% today. I just made a couple of days ago another Snapchat vlog about the stock that it went up this year already more than 180%. So interesting turnaround for the company of Evan Spiegel, which is the CEO and very famous philanthropist of Snapchat. Let's have a look into the revenue. The revenue is quite stronger than expected as well. $388 million this quarter versus $358 million expected. So this is definitely very positive as well. And coming to one of the most important numbers for such a social media company, which is the global daily active users, which just hit 203 million users versus 192.4 million forecasted. And another number that, coming up more and more during this earnings calls of this kind of companies is the RAPU, which is a shortcut for American revenue per user. Very interesting number. Of course, they're trying to get as much as revenue as possible if they calculate the revenue on the users. So the number here also a beat against the forecast, against the expectations, which was $1.91 versus $1.84 expected. So now this is a very, very good quarter for Snap. But what is behind that? We have seen a couple of months before, like a year before, Snap was really beaten down as a stock, and since then it came back because they refocused on the things that are really good in, which is AR, the filters that from the Snapchat app maybe, and also young users, which is Generation Z, all the kids and teenagers born between 1995 and 2009. This is a very, very important target group of Snapchat, and they are focusing on that. So that's very positive. And we see at the numbers, they are back in growth. So that's very good. Let's have a look what the management had to say to these numbers, because this is what happens after the earnings numbers are released. You usually have the earnings call, which follows after, where the management say something to the numbers, why they are good, why they are bad, where they see improvement, where they see they have to improve. And then also, of course, the guidance, what they see in the next quarters, Q3, how they still feel good with the guidance that they set the last quarter about the next quarters, and so on and so forth. So, we just talked about the refocus of Snap, which was good back to AR, as well as to the main target group, Generation Z, the very young people on Snapchat. And they also said that the AR lenses that they launched recently, the latest generation, it's basically connected or use deep neural networks to modify a person's appearance inside the lenses. Which is, very interesting. This is the filters, that you see on Snapchat when you hold this against the people, that they, change real time, which is very interesting. So this is, people are like 20% more using it than last quarter. And they also say that, this is bringing millions of new users to Snapchat. I see it in my own friendship circle where, they show me some new, I'm not on Snapchat, but the friends and colleagues, they're showing some kind of lenses. And then you're basically intrigued into, what's happening there, what's possible, how does it look, and you get pulled into the social media arms of Snapchat. So this is quite interesting. And the second thing, it's also good to mention, is they relaunched an Android app, which is, important for the users. Android is a huge market as a operational system. So of course they had to do it. And of course it was positive for their company. So let's go in the last category, which is the guidance for the next quarter. They say they forecast for between 410 million and 435 million revenue. So that's more than this quarter, and between 205 and 207 million daily users. Also, you remember 203 million users was in this quarter, so also here an improvement, and much more than the analysts thought about Q3, which would be 195 million users. Another and upcoming thing, an important thing to mention here, is also that they make some changes in their discovery feature, which you see new channels, you see new people that interest you, and so on. So they see also a more every day-to-day improvement there in the numbers, almost 35%. That's really good numbers if you look into the new features of a product. And that's all about the earnings. So let's jump to the stock. So the Snap stock is currently more than 15% up as of this recording, and is around $17.15, which is really, really good. As I mentioned before, this year since January, they grow 188%. $11, so there was around $6 when they started. This is incredible growth. So the question is really how much growth there is still for Snapchat. You see these numbers, and they are slowly but steadily growing, and they found their business and their main focus they should focus in as a company. So this is usually a good sign, but the question is really how much further they can go. So let's look into the market cap. The market cap of this company is $23 billion now. This number can say anything. Of course, it's like a tenth big like Facebook, and half of the market cap of Tesla, for example. But you cannot put these companies into relation. So we need to have a look which ratio we can use. And there is, for example, the PE ratio, the price earnings ratio, which you cannot really use here because they are still losing money. So let's go to one of my favorite valuation ratio, which is price to sales ratio. If we have a look on the price and sales ratio of Snap stock, then we come to the following numbers. So as per today's recording, we have a price sales ratio of almost 18. And let me know, guys, you have maybe seen other recordings of this channel. This is the highest that I ever have seen, and make a vlog about it here on this channel. So Snap seems to be already now also obviously through also the latest growth of stock price very expensive. So either you see a huge potential in Snap, then maybe it's a stock for you. But don't forget, you know, there's also other kids on the block like Facebook, Twitter, which also reported great numbers. So make sure you pick for your investment strategy the right one. For me, as a value, a long-term and growth stock investor, you know, Snapchat would not be the company that I would prefer to invest, but never say never. We will keep on updating on this channel. Enjoy my other videos. Don't forget, the grass is greener on the other side.